I generated $1,000 in the music industry with a client recently for only $45 in ad spend. And I want to share with you how we did it, because this is an idea I want to share with everybody. Honestly, this shouldn't be a dog-eat-dog world in the music industry. It should be about collaboration. It should be about sharing resources so the party's bigger at the top. But first, before I tell you this, I'm Willie Chill. I'm the digital marketing lead here at Artist Collective, and I actively try to help musicians, artists, creative entrepreneurs, and what we call artistpreneurs to get to their goals through the use cases of digital marketing and organic marketing. So what we're trying to do here is actively grow our own YouTube channel so that we can spread this message even further, and all we need is just a quick subscribe. Turn on the bell notifications. We're gonna be sharing a ton of resources, a ton of tools to help you grow your music business now and in the future. So let me get right into this though. So I was working with a client and she was having a really difficult time connecting the dots of her music business. She was actively talking to her fans, she was really engaging with them, so much so that she had an extremely high engaged live stream that she was doing on a weekly basis. She had fans tuning in from all over the world, thousands of people would show up, but she wasn't really making any money in the industry. She wasn't really connecting the dots about how to take these people who were actively showing up to her shows, engaging with her, sending messages to her, leaving comments, viewing her videos. She wasn't really sure about how to monetize them. Sure, she had her music up on Spotify, but we all know that that doesn't really pay out as much as we need it to. You know, 250,000 streams a month is essentially the equivalent of the minimum wage here in the United States. So what could she do to start monetizing all of these people? She didn't have any idea. So that's when we kind of came into the picture, and we were able to start working with her one-on-one to develop the ideas that we were able to put in place to help her start generating more revenue. So it started with analyzing what she was already doing. And like I said, she really had this highly engaged fan base already, so we didn't have to do much work. We just really needed to understand the basis of where the majority of her people were at in her funnel, or in her audiences first and foremost. So big difference, let me highlight here. You obviously have your cold audience, people who have never heard of you before. You have your warm audience, people who maybe have seen you before but aren't like terribly familiar with you. Then you have your hot audiences, people who definitely know who you are. They tune into your shows, they comment on your stuff, they engage with you, maybe they're on your email list. Those are the people that are most likely ready to purchase from you. So we wanted to talk to her hot audience, which she had a pretty sizable one to begin with. So what we did was we started running email campaigns. We started generating some type of interest around this audience. So we had them go that extra mile by saying, hey, connect with us, join our email list, and we're gonna notify you of what's going on. Of course, with this already highly engaged audience, that was a natural next step for a lot of people. So they just came to the table. We didn't really need to offer too much. We just naturally started offering something. She was really timid at first about, kind of going for that sale. So we encouraged it. It worked. She felt really confident. Next steps is she had this release coming out. She was really excited about this new song. She wasn't really sure about what to do besides drop it on Spotify, say the regular out now. Maybe she does, her usual themed live stream around her song, but she also had some merch that she wanted to sell. So what we did was we created a brand new Shopify account, logged it into her Squarespace, and we created this very beautiful landing page for all of her merch, right? All of her themed merch and all of her old merch that she just had in her store to begin with that wasn't really selling. So we packaged everything up, put together a bunch of bundles, things like her old merch together with her brand new merch that was in conjunction with her new release. We were creating a ridiculous amount of hype around everything that was going on our website. Before this, worth mentioning, she didn't even have anything to really talk to people again after they were on her live stream. If they didn't show up again to the next show, she wasn't going to be able to talk to them again. So what we did was we started driving everything to one singular place. You know, we wanted everything on the web page where we could install the pixel so that we could track the movements, know how people were operating on, you know, the Shopify and on her regular web page. We did find that people would go to the Shopify account and they would also visit her web page. We found some rollover there, but we wanted to be able to talk to these people again. So we drove to one singular call to action, which was her webpage, which was full of these bundles that we could sell of all of this different type of merch. And then finally we crafted an ad where she was highly engaged. She was, you know, really excited. She was talking directly to the camera. She was just being her, you know, bubbly or, you know, crazy self. And she talked to the people, you know, how they wanted to be talked to. So she knew from talking to them in DMs and comments and all kinds of cool things like that, how her people, you know, engaged with her. So she was just herself. She leaned into her authenticity and gave me a cool 30-second ad of her saying, hey, go check out these bundles. Let me see. I would love your support. Just visit my webpage. Here it is. It was ridiculously simple. And I took the audiences that had already engaged with her content in Facebook Business Manager. I don't see the need to really jump in here and tell you, you know, what I built in Business Manager ad-wise, because what she did during the week, even outside of that ad, drove the majority of the traffic to her Shopify account, which ended up making the majority of the sales of that 1,000. So I spent $45 really on the ad to generate some reoccurring traffic. What we found was, and we talked to a lot of different fans of hers, which became customers, we talked about the process and what they experienced and why they purchased so that we can get some on the ground data and be able to understand how to move better in the future. And what the majority of them said was that they had actually seen the ad, but had visited it on their own time. Maybe they got an email, maybe they saw something she did during the week, maybe they saw it on a live stream. Ultimately, the ad was just a reminder, just like anything else, right? We had multiple touches in place so that we could talk to these people over and over and over about the same single call to action, which was, hey, go to my website, buy my bundles, support my new release. It wasn't that hard. It's super, super easy. You just got to stop spreading everybody to everywhere. You know, I see so often people are, confused at maybe a bunch of different things when it comes down to their music career and their music business. They don't even know where to start, right? So do I offer this? Do I offer that? Do I send them to Spotify? Do I make a YouTube video? Maybe I should post it on Instagram. What's TikTok strategy? I don't, all these different questions when it comes down to, your music business. But when you're first starting out, or when you're first starting to get clients, or when you're first starting to make your sales, it might seem really confusing. And I think that's where we come in, right? If you are out here trying to generate traffic, generate sales in a way that is meaningful, that can be reoccurring without having to break the bank every single time you release something, or having to go to these Spotify curators to submit for playlists, or run to another company to be able to do something else that maybe you can't do, that's where we come in, right? We want to be able to provide you the tools so that ultimately you can have the power to be able to acquire more clients, make more sales, have bigger releases, and get more fans. Because that's what we're all in it for, right? Fans, yes, but also the revenue. You need to make money in order to be able to support yourself and your business. Don't ignore the facts. Don't ignore the numbers. Acknowledge them. Learn how they work. Duplicate the processes that do work, and keep moving forward. Grow your business to the point where you can quit your day job, where you don't have to worry about a boss breathing down your spine telling you when to come in and you've got to dedicate this amount of hours to a job that you genuinely don't care about. Give it your all to being creative and work hard to understand this stuff. Hope this was helpful. Talk to you soon.